Hi, and welcome to the Trucking Scribe. It's Esther. Today, I'm very excited. We have the covers on, finally. We have a beautiful spine that will go up to 3 inches, or as you can see, it folds up. This is the back. So, that's what's going to be in today's video, is how to put these covers on. Hope that you enjoy this video. Hit the like button, the subscribe button, and leave me a comment. Today I am making the covers for my book. I have some board. I will have to look and see what size it is. It is 8.5 by 11, so that works good. So see how much harder it is to fold it that way than this way? So if you've heard me talk about grain before, that means it's going that way, and that's where this part, the spine, needs to be. It needs to have more flexibility. So you can check all of them, but they should, if they come out of the same thing, they should be going the same direction. I just put this on there so if I have pieces left over, I will know which way the grain is going. So what I do first is I take my text block, and I want to leave like maybe a 1/4 of an inch. Making sure y'all are in view. So right here, it's like a 1/4 of an inch there, 1/4 of an inch, and I got them all 4 of them, so just a little bit on each side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to mark where I want to cut there, and then I'm going to mark over here. I'm going to move that lace because I want my lace sticking out. So I have this and this. First, what I'm going to do is cut it. So let me see. I want this saying the grain's going that way. This is going that way. Because you'll see in a minute what's happening. So I'm going to cut on those lines. So a good way, this is the reason I put on here which way the grain is going. You wouldn't think it would make a difference, but see how this one goes that way? It could just easily be thought of like this. Keep your little pieces. So then what I'm going to do is I need the top the same size as the bottom. So I'm just going to make a little mark here and a little mark here. And I'm going to cut them the same way. And I am trying to cut slow. So see, those are almost perfect. I'm not even going to cut any extra off. You can see a tiny bit, but I don't think it's even worth mentioning. So this one I want actually to be like 1/4 of an inch smaller. So I'll mark right there and right here and right there. And again, I'm going to do a grain going that way. And this is the way it's going to go on the inside, so we're going to cover that up. I'm just going to cut the second one the same way like I did the first one. Just mark it. So I got all these. We're gonna do something with them sooner or later. So what I want to do before I get started really good, this one's gonna be a back. They're going to be the back inside, I think. I should have put just inside. Yep. And these two are going to be outside cover. This one's going to be outside. So I'm going to put this to the side. I have printed out these houses. So one thing I'm looking at is this is going to need to wrap around, just like we did the front. So I'm kind of looking to see how much overhang I'm going to need to get the most of the house on there. Looks like about right in there. So I'm just going to mark it real light. See, then I can hold it up and I can see. Actually, I need it to go up higher than that. So I'm wanting to get a little bit at the top of the house in. You don't necessarily have to. That's just my choice. And I know I'm probably all up in the camera. Try one of these others. See, these, because they are so big, I'm having a little bit of trouble, but it's not a big deal because I'm going to put a cover on the top. So this one I just want kind of centered in the middle of that. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down, and then I'm going to, I think I'm going to cut one side so I have something to go by. What I'm going to do is glue this on. So I don't have to go top to bottom. I'm just looking at that. Actually, I'm going to pick it up if I can get my fingers under it. Because I would like to have the house at least, the top of it not being, I need to go down just a little bit. It's not working out like I want it to. There we go. Bring it down just a little. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off some here and cut down there. So this is what we're getting. So I want to take and fold that over. We might could do like this, is fold the then I'm going to go and I'm going to cut, see this little part right there? I'm going to cut diagonally across on each corner. This is going to help take out some of the bulk. And I may have to cut more. At the same time, I may have cut too much, but I'm going to keep these little pieces because I might need them when I see what's going on here. You see how they fold over nice and neat. This one's just a itty bit too long. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one and glue my flap down. What I do is go side to side. So like this side, both of these long ones, and then the short ones, or the short ones and then the long ones. And I'm just taking my bone folder and pressing that down. You know, I don't want to forget. I want to put some of these on here, so I'm going to set those right there where I can see them by the time we get to that part. I saw them the other day and then I didn't think about it. So I'm going to just take my bone folder, or I can do it on my tabletop, and see how it's just kind of, you're tapping lightly to get that corner a little bit rounded. See how that makes a difference. So let me see. Yeah, so I got the top. Let me figure out what I'm going to do for the bottom. And then we'll decide on the insides, because I've got quite a few here. I actually think that would fit the back pretty good. See, these inside ones will be on the inside. Well, all of them are probably going to be covered up, to be honest with you. And you can use white glue, PVA, Barely Arts, whatever you want. I do like doing these with the stick glue because, I don't know, they just seem to hang down better. I'm going to try it right there. This will come over, and you shouldn't have to worry about that. We'll see here in a little bit if we do. When we put the bottom on, the inside cover. So I'm just taking this, and I'm holding down here, and I'm folding it. And that helps round that corner very nicely. So there's several different ways you can do it, and you'll see me doing all different kinds. Just because I don't think about the other ways or something. Okay. Again, this one's going to be kind of short. We may need to add a little bit right there. But then if we do, that'll give me a chance to show you how to add some if you need it. So there's not mistakes. It's learning experience is what it is. This one can go just a little bit shorter. Not much. Not me too. I'm just cutting tiny bits off at a time, so those look good. This one's a little bit too long too. So I am going to be doing a collaboration, and we're going to go ahead and talk about it, with Diane at Faith Art Studios. And this is some of my digitals that I'm working on to go with this series that we're going to do, just to give you a sneak peek. Let me know what you think about it. We are going to be doing a 6-week series on Fridays. We're calling it Faith Friday. And the theme of this first series is going to be peace. This first series is going to be, what is the peace of God? And we're going to have, what we're going to do is we're going to work on ephemera and stuff and show you how you can incorporate your faith into your junk journaling into your faith. So Diane's going to have a kit and I'm going to have a kit, and I believe that they're both going to be interchangeable. They're going to be totally different because we have different styles, but I think from what I'm seeing right now that you will be able to use both in a journal. So we are both very excited. Our first Faith Friday is going to be next Friday, the first Friday of April. And like I said, we're going to talk about peace and how you can get peace, how God gives you peace, and the different verses that you can go and look at. So we're going to be looking at like Philippians 4:7 that refers to peace of God transcends all understanding. You know, when we're in that little area, that time in our life, it doesn't seem like nothing. It's not there, but God is, and He's giving you peace. And when you can't find it, I think we've got 20 verses or more. We're going to have a free download when we get this started that you can go and get all the verses. You can use them if you want. If you decide that that you'd like to participate, but you're not into Christianity, we're making it open to everybody. So what we're going to do is we're going to take and put all the Bible verses on a free digital download. For the time that we're using this, we're going to have the kits separate from the Bible verses. So we want many people as would want to participate in this weekly kind of get together, talk about how you might get peace. So we're going to have a little craft get together. There are, I think, in most of the each week segment that we're working on, there are 4 or 5 different verses for that week. So you could really do a project a day if you wanted to, and have one Bible verse per day. I think it would be a good idea. Since this is Diane and Diane and me, it's our first time doing a collaboration. We're just, at this point, we're planning on doing Fridays. We may wind up doing 5 days a week. I don't know. It depends on the support we get, what you guys say that you might want to do. Inside, going that way. Yep. Now see, the other thing is, y'all got to know, when you got these kind of boards and you're going to be putting them like this, you gotta put your little crazy faces in here. You know, with your tongue sticking out and your hair sticking out, some crazy ears. You need something funny. I'm not a great drawer, but hey, I'm actually going to put my name. Now I'm going to put today's date, which is 27th, 24. Fairyland journal for Mom vintage. I'm going to write vintage real small. So I do go and I do this on my books where I have the two boards on it. I mean, I guess you could do it on any of them. I just think it's fun. And if your book is ever taken apart, I mean, we take a lot of books apart just to make junk journals. And if you've never taken one apart, you may not know that some of them have cute stuff like that inside. Some of them are just bound together and there's no added fun in there. I just think, if I leave that, that will tell somebody in the future that I did this when everything's falling apart. They'll know, hey, Esther did this. Look at that smiley face you made being silly. Let's see, right here it's kind of close. I'm just going to push that around. I'm not going to add an extra little piece because I'm too close on that one. See, Diane is making a kit. I think hers is going to be more brown at this point. It's going to be similar to the backgrounds that I've got, but they're different. So as soon as we figure out what we're doing as far as looking to see if I might have a bigger house that could go there, or a smaller house. I don't think I do. So I could decide just to barely leave this tip on. Maybe what I'm going to do. Yeah. I'm going to stick it right about there. Well, this is one I was already working on, wasn't it? So one reason I like this stick glue, I'm not really thrilled with stick glue, but it does seem to give more stability to your projects, especially like this, or if you were, when I was doing the envelope part, these are stronger because I used the stick glue. So this weekend is Easter. I hope everybody's going to have a good weekend. So I'm thinking about what kind of fabric that I want to put on the spine. I know that I want to put lace down it. I think a pretty pink, blue. I have more of this one. I think would go really good with that too. Yeah, so that one would look good. I keep thinking about that, so maybe that's probably what I'm going to use. So our pollen is up in the 5,000s this week. And I am allergic to pretty much everything, so I'm going to be in the house. Be okay. That one. So it's almost time to start putting in our fabric and getting this journal together. I'm actually thinking about doing another one for the Faith Friday and just put all my ephemera and stuff in that. But because I've already made these, I've got several series of videos now that show how to make these books. I probably, what I'm going to do is make one and then just do the ephemera each week. Or maybe not just the ephemera, we might do little notebooks and stuff to go in it. Or, like I said, depending on how things go, I may be doing a video a day, one on each verse, maybe not. But I am committing to Fridays, Faith Fridays, for 6 weeks. And we're going to see how that goes. Okay. So what I did, I do have that other, but I decided that I also have this that will fit. And these are just 10-inch blocks. This one might be too much purple, but let's see. They're long enough, they would definitely work. I have some blue stripes. I've got some greens. We could do that, I think. I've got these. That's pretty because we got little roses in there. But you know, once I put the lace over it, it's going to make a difference. I like the lace on it, so yeah, we are putting lace. So see how that looks different? I don't think that one's going to go. So maybe that one. I do have these two. Once you put the lace on, they would look different. Let's see. Right now I'm going with this one, I think. That one would go to it. But see, you're not getting as much of that color coming out. Let's see. Got a green. I think that one would go better. With our green and pinks. This is my other top. Yeah, I like that green. What do you think? I'm just not sure about the blue with it. Where'd that white one go? So I'm thinking this white one's going to be too light. I think that one. So I got these. They will come in a 10-inch pack of fabric. What do you call that? It's not charms. Layer cake is what it's called. And I've had them for a long time, so I don't know what the name of them is anymore. I also had this black. I don't think the black would look right. We can look at it. No, not for this one. It's kind of the one we got, but that one's got a little bit more beige in it, so Yeah, I think we are going to go with that. So we need to take into consideration, we need to look at how big we want our spine. So this spine here on this journal is about 3 inches completely stretched out without it being a gator mouth. This thing is full. I mean, it can hold a lot more, but it is very full. So if we set this one up beside it, this one's already with the signatures in, it's 1.5. So I would want at least a 3 inch to 3.5 inch spine. I can get it to about 3.5. It will stretch. It's just try not to stretch it too much. I think 3.5 would be a good width for this particular because it's coming. It is stretching without much problem. So what I'm going to do is get my rotary cutter and my rotary cutter mat, ruler. See how thick that thing is? Not use. This here is not really thick enough. I know people use them, but I prefer this. It just makes it easier for my life. So I want this to be as long as that. Maybe just a little bit shorter. So I'm going to cut off all the ends first. Let's start over here. Cut these little ridges off the bottom because I don't like. They're decorative, but they're not what I want for this particular journal. I'm not really worried about the inside. So I want this to come. It is 1/2 inch, so I'm going to cut a 1/2 inch off this side. Because that's the way I measured it. Wait a minute. This is going to be top and bottom. Okay. So I'm lining up right here. And then see, I can actually trim off just, I think I'm going to take just a little hair off of that. Well, I am not standing up, but I need to be because I'm going to get myself in a minute. This is going to be my width. It's going to go like that. I need at least, I'm going to say 1 inch. So this is 1 inch right there. Then I want 3.5 inches for the spine. So 1, 2, 3.5 would be about right here. I know this looks awful big, but once you start putting stuff in it, it does expand beautifully. That's one reason I really like this. So I'm right here. Now I should be doing better measuring on this. So I want at least 1 inch under there. I'm going to go ahead and go over here just a little bit. And if you want straight, you can line up down here. I'll do this right. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, go. I'll go to 5 because I want 1 inch on each side to go on the thing. So 1 inch here, 1 inch here, which is going to leave me 4. You can save this and use it in the journal. Oh, I need some lace. So what size is this? I use my quilting ruler a lot, so it's 6 inches by 9, a little over 9, 6 by 9. I need a piece of lace that is 6 by 9. And I buy the yardage when I get it. So I need it this way. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it right to there. There is no need to be really perfect except for the top and the bottom. And then you still don't have to be. And I did get up so I could reach everything. So this piece are going to go in my envelope. So this is my envelope that I'm working on, and I'm filling up with goodies for this journal. See, I got some pockets, some more stuff. That's how I keep up with mine. First, I want to layer this. Actually, I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to put some glue to glue this. There it is. So I don't want glue all over it. I want the front and the back to be able to move, or the lace and the fabric to be able to move, so it'll be dimensional. But I do want to go ahead and glue these sides down, so when I go to glue my tops on, there is not a problem. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfectly straight, but because this is all going to be covered up. And this is just being ornery this morning. I'm just going to trim this down so I can measure a little bit better. Again, you can save that lace. You may not use it. I'm putting Germex on my table where I got that glue on it. It helps to break up the glue. Put it on your hands. It's great. Cheryl is the one that said something about that, to clean off your scissors with it. Okay. So now I need to decide for sure, front or back, which one it's going to be. I really kind of like this one. I want to turn it that way so I've got more blue on that side. Or do I want to turn it this way so there's more pink over here? I don't know. I think I like it this way. I'm going to get my quilting ruler out again. So this side, if this is going to be my top, this is the side I'm going to put the spine on. So I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to be over here working. And I apologize for turning it upside down, but I can't write that way. So what I'm doing is I'm marking an inch line for this to go in. I'm going to do the same thing here. So this one, the spine's going to be here because it'll be backside. I'm really wondering if I didn't want to go a little bit. Actually, I'm going to go an inch and a half. I think will be the better. Inch and a half from 6 is there. Another inch and a half is 3 inches. I don't know. Alright, so I can have a 3-inch spine. I'm going to do a 1 1/4 spine here. So these are our outsides. You see I got my direction going that way, so it is top there. Same on this one. Top. Make sure, put some arrows on. Do something. I'm going to turn this way so I can get this on here. What I'm going to do is line this up right there and glue that. And then I'm going to line this other side up right there on the one that I want. And look at this here, make sure it's even, which looks like I might need to trim off just a hair on the bottoms because I don't want it too long. So what I'm going to do is take this ornery little glue right here and I'm going to put glue all the way up. And then, where was my, yeah, this one's going to go right here. See how I'm lining it up against that? Actually, I do need to cut off a little bit more. Unfortunately, I forgot that I need to have it about this width. I need to take off about another. Clean off my. So, which one did I have the glue on? don't know. See if it will go. So I really didn't want it going over the inside cover. Too far up there. Okay, I'm going to cut just a little bit off right there. So what's going to happen is this is just going to cover this up. So I wanted this edge to be kind of under this. Now we can do this side. This one, I want that first line because my measuring, so get you right there. And I'm lining up my boards down here so I can get some, maybe some evenness going. Okay. So now what we're going to do, we're going to glue this part in. And turn it around so I can reach it. So I'm going to put some more glue right here on this fabric. I'm going to put some right there because I think it's going to go over. And I just kind of want to get some just to hold that cover on. So what I'm doing is I'm putting this outside part right here against my area, and I'm looking to kind of see what kind of a distance I have. Yep, I think that looks good right there. I'm going to put this right here just to hold my block up from that. So I'm going to put some more glue right here because there's not any glue right here on this edge. And I'm hoping that y'all can see this. And since I'm already using this, I'm just going to go ahead and put some on to put that cover on. So I'm going to grab this one. I need to put some glue right here. And I'm going to kind of look and see where I need to put that. If I need to move it more that way, more this way. Got a little glue hanging out, so I'm going to wipe it off. Okay. Now we're just going to flip it around and we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to pull this up and we're going to have to watch that bottom flap. Make sure we've got it pulled out so we don't get it all in the glue. Again, I'm just going to put my glue down. Got here this time so maybe I get that flap a little better. I was scared I didn't get it right. I was just looking at that. Let me see. So I'm putting it right here on the edge so that the edge here on the edge here, kind of move it up just a little bit. Same on the other side. And this text block will move right now because of the glue. So you have time to figure out where you want it at. If you need it in, out. I keep thinking, having a little stress attack, that I've got this on upside down after all this. So again, I'm just going to put glue everywhere, try and get to that. And you could have, and I didn't do it, I probably should have, distressed that white little bit right there. You might see some, you might not. Same thing here, I'm trying to bring this over enough that it will cover up that white if I can. And generally you would want to have a bigger sheet of paper to do that with. The way it printed, I didn't print it right the first time. And I hated to go and have to print some more. So right here I need this to go up. I think I had moved it. So see right here, I've got a little bit of color there. I'm going to distress that and it will be fine. So I see glue down in there. I don't want to close this while glue is wet. So I'm going to let this sit and then we will come back. I think that's going to be it for today, but we will see. So I hope that you like this journal and you like how it went together. We're still going to work on it. Still got some more videos to go. But thank you so much for spending your time with me. If you would hit the like button, comment button, leave me a comment, even if it's just a little heart, would be great. And hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. So thank you so much, and I will see you next time.